Hello everyone, this is Zoltar, and welcome back to our Expansive campaign. Well, we lost last mission because dust storms are stupid, and that's an awful game design. And I'm never gonna, once again, it's one of those things I'm never gonna shut up about. Because how does that make sense? Oh yeah, you just kind of got randomly killed. Oh, that's cool. I like that. So all my good production is just dead. My solar panels don't work, and my food doesn't work, and I haven't really had a chance to acquire any other engineers yet. But that's okay. That's okay. That's fine. No, it's not fine. We're going to try and keep going. We'll probably flame out of this campaign pretty fast because of that stuff. But whatever. Let's try and pick up thingamachines. Still can't afford anything, by the way. Just want to point that out. Can't afford a thing.
High levels
yet.
Of silicon
haven't had a
found.
chance.
High levels of water
Just never been
found.
given an opportunity this time.
Low levels of carbon
And this is on
found.
manager difficulty. Imagine if we were playing a real game.
High levels of iron
Oh, look,
found.
there's actually iron on this map that we found. That's impressive. Well, let's go ahead and take it.
Permits approved and cleared, sir.
Now, we have to take a lot of iron. We have to remember we have to take a lot of iron because our steel production still sucks. Because we weren't able to pick up a steel engineer right away.
Low levels of aluminum found.
So we'll just try and make that work. Let's see. We found some aluminum up in that corner. We'll wait and see if there's better aluminum.
Colony founded.
Just have a little patience for now with our last two claims. Now, I do have enough iron coming in with a high and a medium to actually power, you know, 3 steel mills. And then have a little bit left over. And then the 3 steel mills aren't quite enough to make work as well as 3 steel mills normally would be still, but that's okay. We'll get it figured out eventually. Oh, high and medium aluminum. Now I'll actually have possibly adequate aluminum production as long as there's no phantom claims coming up here that are going to block me off from it. Now, the other expansive colony has, of course, already expanded for reasons. I have no idea how or why, but, you know, they have, so that's cool. Good for them. Let's go ahead and buy into steel, because I'm super late to that, because I've been complaining the whole time instead of playing the game. Yeah, sell iron, I don't care. Upgrade. Not yet. We'll wait for we have a little bit of iron coming in. And then we'll go ahead and upgrade. Oh, there's good spot tiles up here. It's like 3 really good tiles up here. Thankfully, I have highs, so maybe I'll actually be okay even without that spot.
With each new citizen, our domination grows.
4 steel mills? Yeah, 4 steel mills. Can't quite afford 4 steel mills on our 2 iron tiles, but guess what? Iron's not worth anything. And our opponent's probably bringing in... Oh no, they're actually not bringing in more iron than they need. Well, we can always expand more iron if we have to. We have good aluminum coming in. We could steal their iron. Not going to do that. Could steal their aluminum. Probably going to do that. How much is it making?
I hate those
1.05. Okay.
The black market is online.
So the engineers feel a bit more reasonable this time around because our opponents don't have 5 engineers in one of the resources that we need to gather, and so they're just going to outpace us at every step of the way. Alright, so I really would like to push for a new claim, and then I'm going to push into some glass purchasing, and then I'll figure out what to do with the rest of the game from there. Okay, do I have enough for the claim yet? Not quite. We're getting there, though, slowly but surely. Unfortunately, steel's not going to be that great this game, so we're going to need to potentially just get down glass production to match our steel and aluminum and fly through upgrades like crazy and then figure everything out from there. Okay, got the claim. Let's go ahead and grab the silicon then, if that's going to be our general game plan, is just to secure upgrade materials, rush through upgrades. Because it is viable, it's just a little awkward sometimes. Okay, let's grab our glass, since we can't use the black market for another year because campaign. I still don't understand that. Like, the black market cooldown going to 2 minutes. I don't really know why that was necessary. Apparently it was. And I mean, I guess part of it, maybe some of the thought process is you have this colony that you need to actually spend money into, but like
Scientific colony
in normal
expanded.
games, there are times when I have enough money where I'm like, I wish I could put it somewhere. I want to find a place to put it. And that happens in campaign occasionally too. Still, where I'm like, I wish I could put my money somewhere that was reasonable. And now in the campaign, I have it in the colony, and that's great. But what if why take away my black market to make that kind of thing happen? I don't know, it just doesn't make much sense to me. Alright. We have the upgrade. Do we want to go ahead and do it? We probably do. I don't see any reason to wait around. We'll grab a little more silicon to make sure we have plenty of that. And we'll just move right into glass. Ooh, whoa, not that glass, not that glass. There we go. There we go. 2 more glass furnaces. Hopefully that'll get us enough glass income to just keep moving through upgrades quickly. I really should get down power at some point. We haven't done that yet. But, you know, we'll figure that out when the time comes. Alright, our opponent's moving into electrolysis, of course, because electrolysis is amazing. He has fantastic electrolysis compared to us. We have decent farms compared to... We have the same farms as he does. Look, all of our production sucks, okay? That's the truth of the matter. All of our production actually sucks, and we need to just outstrip them in some other fashion besides making the right thing. Okay, we need to sell off some stuff to keep making glass. Glass is making $3. $3 on that $80 glass. That's fantastic. Oh man, steel, I assume, is losing massive amounts of money due to power, so we'll need to figure that out before too long and move into power before too long. But thankfully, because we are trying to make an effort to make those upgrade resources, we actually are going to be able to do that kind of thing and make our transitions and hopefully not just flat out die this game. This guy's already secured the best water. That's actually kind of okay because our water pumps are pretty strong. And while I would have liked to have the best water, it wasn't absolutely necessary.
Thanks to the infrastructure boost
we'll grab a couple waters, and just a couple waters for the time being. The rest of everything else is, I think, going to go into power, which is potentially going to go right here. Next to our iron, that way we can convert our iron into power later if we want to, things of that nature. I really wish we had an advanced building we could use for an end game thing, but we don't have anything right now. So that's not really an option. Alright, power would be cool. Power would be quite nice. I think I might just need it. Oh, good, a glass surplus. Fine. Fine. It's fine.
Scientific colony expanded.
I'm not upset, except for the part where the game can go die in a fire right now. Oh well, at least we should be able to push for an upgrade without too much trouble.
Freelance pirates are auctioning their services to the highest bidder.
Yes, yes, yes.
1,000, 6,000, 10.
How much are pirates actually worth in this case? Steel actually recovered quite nicely. I think because our opponent left it, which is fine.
18,000.
This guy didn't leave it. Pirates for 18,000 is really pushing it too hard, so I'm going to have to let that go. No idea what's actually going to get pirated in this particular circumstance. Thankfully, our solar panels should be getting something done without too much trouble. And I'm thinking we might actually scrap out of our iron and move into solar panels as well, if we can afford it. How much does a solar panel cost me? Not too much. Not too much. So we should be able to do both of these. We can upgrade before too long. Might just want to get into more food. It's not making us a lot of money, but it's making us something. And we can put down 2 more farms without too much difficulty. It's what else do we put down? That's the hard part, realistically. I mean, I guess more power, right? We could put down more power and we can just blow up everybody else's, potentially. Like, this is... He's got some power over here that we could just EMP.
We're not surprised, just disappointed in
He had 3 free goon squads. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it, and I did it anyway. Let's turn off the steel mills. Steel's too cheap for that right now. I don't want to... Okay, well, a shipment of carbon comes in. I guess we could gather up some carbon. Carbon's a little on the expensive side, as long as we don't take up too much. It might be worth the while to throw 1 or 2 quarries down. Okay, we can upgrade. I think we will upgrade.
Morale is at an all-time high.
Put down the 2 farms.
Infrastructure boost you approve.
It'll improve our farm money as well. I might just need to put down 7 farms and be like, here, food. Alright, let's buy some housing. Power gets EMP'd out. We knew that was going to happen because we handed them an EMP. There was nothing we could do about it because Black Market was still on cooldown. We can potentially throw down just more power. Power's still going up despite the fact that it's day, so it is an option. And then maybe turn our power into something like reactors later. Okay. Oh, good. Guys, I scrapped steel, so we knew there was going to be a steel shortage. We could feel it in our bones that that was going to happen, right? We knew. Without a shadow of a doubt that was going to happen. Oh, whatever. Fine. I'm throwing down plenty of water because I kind of want to move into reactors as well, because reactor stuff is holding its price fairly well. So I just want to be prepared for that in the future, potentially replacing my steel with that later on. Even now, like, because of the price of power, these aren't making a whole lot of money. Well, I made a little bit of power today. Just a little bit. Just a hair. That's still insane. We need to keep buying housing in order to keep things growing. We need to keep buying all this stuff to increase all this consumption as much as we possibly can, even though it's not very much at all. And be okay.
The market is online.
Okay, I am consuming a ridiculous amount of iron right now. I could potentially move 3 of these into iron mines. More housing. Alright, sell steel. How's this doing? Losing money. Most of that's going to be in power, though, so we're just going to have to let it go. Let's go ahead and grab up some leisure. Keep the colony growing, just as much as we possibly can. Grab up some housing. Sure, why not? Could try and go for a goon squad, but they're mega expensive, so I don't know if that's a good idea. Steel, we have sold to the point where it's no longer particularly viable. Water's kind of doing the same, or sorry, food's kind of doing the same thing to me right now, but that's alright. We'll get it figured out. And thankfully, we're paying off debt finally, because our power isn't frozen out for the time being. I don't want to say it's not going to get frozen out, because we all know how that would work out, but for the time being, it's not frozen out. Man, we have too much silicon. I am very tempted just to turn this silicon... Oh, good, power shortage. Well, at least my power is actually online for the moment. Reactors are doing fine. Food is doing... eh. But at least we can buy more housing. Keep bumping up that food consumption, little tiny portion at a time. Really, I don't understand why this... Like, it says, okay, it consumes water, food, and oxygen a second, right? But it's just so tiny, the amount of consumption. It doesn't feel like it actually does a whole lot. You know what I mean? It's like it's very, very, very small amounts of consumption. And so I'm not sure I understand why it's even worth bothering. Like, is it even worth it? Is it even actually worth it? I guess we can turn these back on if we're going to keep water down at $1. Because it doesn't feel worth it. You know? It just doesn't feel worth it. Because I've bought a whole bunch of these. Let's see, there's room for 9 populations. So there are like 9 housing units, right? And some of them, maybe if you even count some of them as inactive, but if you count all of them as active, let's say we have 10. Let's say we have 10, just for convenience sake. That's 0.2 water, 0.3 food, and 0.1 oxygen per second. If I'm reading all this correctly, which I don't know if I am or not for sure. But, on the other hand, if I'm not... What's happened to our aluminum? Oh, it got turned off. When did I turn... Oh, well, it's surplus now anyway. I might have turned off my iron and at the same time turned off my aluminum, and that was a terrible decision. It's been costing me a ridiculous amount of money. I actually want it to turn back on because I'm planning on buying more housing at some point. I would like to buy more leisure. That costs chems, though, and chems are on the expensive side for sure. I talked about getting carbon, and that never really happened. All right, more leisure facilities. We might actually win this one, despite everything. Might start making money on power in a moment here. We have black market available. He's probably goon squatted literally everything. Apparently there's going to be another natural power shortage. So the game has just decided that our power is going to work out well for us, and we rolled the dice very, very well and came out on top this time. Our power is frozen out, but it'll recover. You know, and only half of our power is frozen out, realistically. So that's okay. Still making quite a lot of it. And we do actually have 2 solar panel engineers, so they function at normal capacity. Oh, steel shortage. Well, I'm not making any steel, but I can fix that, potentially, by getting rid of all this food. Which says it's costing me money, but actually isn't costing me too much once you consider selling down the fact that, well, look. It's all just basically worthless. It's not actually costing me a whole lot, is the point. Well, that'll jump up the price of iron quite quickly. Oh well. let's keep buying stuff. What do I want to buy? I could buy offices, which cost power. I'm making a lot of power. So, I mean, there's an argument for it. It also consumes electronics, but nobody's going to benefit off of that this game. Like, this guy has an electronics engineer, but he doesn't have any down right now, so I'm not too worried about it. So yeah, why don't we just buy some office buildings? Well, these are all making bank. We'll buy more office buildings for more jobs. And these, I think, before too long, are going to need to turn... Yeah, let's turn these back into iron mines, especially because nighttime's on the way. Because we are completely destroying iron. Okay. Water shortage. We can kind of work with that. We have a lot of water coming in. That will be alright. Just waiting. Come on. Come on. Alright, that's plenty. Oh, good. And a fuel surplus. Well, we've had more shortages go our way than surpluses not this game, so I won't complain about that too much. More leisure, more offices. Let's just do more leisure. It's a little more expensive, but it does a better thing for us at the end of the day. Steel, technically losing money. A lot of that's going to be... Yeah, let's go ahead and turn it off. The middle one can stay on. Its money loss is just in power. Yeah, we definitely maybe want a little more iron down. No, actually I don't think we do. It's pretty close, but the power is still very, very good. And it should manage to make us a little bit of money. Buy into housing a little bit more. Should work okay. This guy's making chems, which is actually a really good call right now, assuming he can get any shipments in before the game ends, which he might get one or two. Steel, how are you doing? Not so hot. That's fine. It's not like the food was doing anything anyway. The electrolysis is almost certainly burning money. I kind of forgot I had all that online, if I'm honest. And I guess we could move that into glass for this last little bit of the game, because glass has gone pretty nuts, as these two have been trying to expand, I assume. And we're just kind of working on our economy of scale this game. It was very, very simple. We're playing expansive. Let's just get giant and make so many things it doesn't matter what we make, because some of it's going to be worth money. Finally get that iron down. Steel still not so hot. Thankfully we have this steel mill. 1.4 steel a second. Actually working wonders for us. And we're back into glass, so that'll make us a fair amount of money on this last day. And hopefully carry us through to easy victory. No dust storm. Makes a big difference. No robot either. I need to try robotic in the campaign, because when the computers have been doing it, they have so many engineers in like the right places, and there's enough consumption going on that they have a pretty easy time of it, from what I've seen. Let's see, I just want the cheap one at this point, so the offices. Oh, it was probably partially cheap because I had so much glass. That wasn't really well thought out at all. I think the lab might have... No, they're all super expensive. Maybe the offices were still the best. Well, iron's making good money still, even after we got nuked out. Unfortunate though that is. We could actually turn on steel for a moment on this last day. And there, we had 16. Together they had 8. We won that one fairly handily. Our stock price is still awful down here at the bottom, but, you know, what can you do? That just happens. All right, we're back up to 5th place. Excellent. And check this out. We have money. We actually have money. We can buy things. Oh, man. We might be able to just buy a couple farms. First, we're going to go ahead and check stuff out, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. But there's just one mission. There's just one mission, and it's not a dust storm. So we might actually be set up okay to go through the rest of the campaign and not just horribly die. So for now, thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you next time.